Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I am on the Board of Trustees. I'm also a practitioner, intern, and I'm going to share all the wonderful things that we have going on here at the center. So today, directly after service, we do have our women's group and our men's group that's going to meet. Women will meet in here, men will meet out by the beach. And then this coming week, even though we do still have the Abundance Project 2 happening, this is the last one of the series, and we are not having anybody new come join us. We've been just feeling with the momentum we've got, if you've been coming, keep coming. And then also, if you are wanting to become member of Center for Spiritual Living, let me know. I can give you more information on that. And then we're also going to do our new member Sunday is June 3rd, where we are going to welcome and celebrate all those who choose to become a member of Center for Spiritual Living. And really what that means is just meaning to make a commitment to your spiritual growth and having CSL as your home to do that in. So please let me know if you want more information on that. And then this coming Thursday, we have our healing circle, which is going to be from 7 to 8. And just please join us. It's a beautiful, wonderful way of having some healing, which we call healing or revealing of who we truly are. So we do that through meditation, through music. The practitioners, we create a chamber of prayer around you. It's really powerful and beautiful, and it's set in such a, we just put candlelight in here, and it's really quiet and soft and meditative. So join us for that on Thursday, again from 7 to 8. And then Friday, we're going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum and have a laugh night for our spiritual cinema. That's going to be Bruce Almighty. You might be familiar with that movie. It's a little from Jim Carrey. And he gets to play God. So you get to find out all the shenanigans that happen with that. But it's very metaphysical. It's very funny. And so laughter is also part of healing. And that's going to be at 6:30 to 9. Of course, there's always popcorn and discussion after for those who would like to stay and just chat and share about what your insights were on the movie. And then the following Sunday is going to be Memorial Day. Every year, we have a tradition where if you'd like to bring a flower we'll have some vases up here. We'll do a beautiful ceremony to honor those who have passed away, either this year or just in life in general, someone you'd like to remember. We offer you the opportunity to bring a flower. We'll also have some too, but we'll do a beautiful ceremony around that next Sunday. And then the following Wednesday, we have Spiritual Living Circles with Anna Myers in Princeville. She does that from 3 to 4. And then that evening, I will be doing the meet and greet this month about Louise Hay. So you can come and learn all about Louise Hay. Yay. All right. Well, thank you for your kind attention. And I'd like to introduce Reverends Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Woo. We're busy again, you can see by that. We have a...
Yeah. Okay. So we're just
Yes. No.
Oh, okay. I don't have my program in front of me, so let me look here. I want to see something.
We have a little special thing we're doing.
We have a special thing. Oh, I see where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to start out with our peace candle, as
Yes.
we always do. And I just want to note, for those, I know a lot of you do not watch the news. You have informed me of that. But there was, again, another shooting in Texas in the high school. And so, pardon me? Yeah. And so this week. And so this is what I know about that. While we're lighting this peace candle, I've been hearing a lot of responses like, "Oh no, not again! This is ridiculous. This is this and this is that." Skepticism. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just inviting you. We cannot, and I will not give up love. Love is the only thing that's ever going to solve this. And if we think that all of the guns, that we don't talk politically, and I'm being filmed, who cares? What I want to say about that, I'm very passionate today about it. It keeps happening because we keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we're not loving. We'll take away the guns, and something else will appear so that they can do it until we go to the core of what is really going on. And that is self-love must resurface. Just like the volcano is coming up, that is what must happen. We must love again.
Yes.
Never give up on love.
Yes.
Never give up on prayer. It's all we got right now, my friends, and that's the good news, because that is all we ever needed. Excuse me. Good morning. I should have never had that other cup of coffee. So now let's take ourselves into... Have I mentioned I love you today? And I love this lady standing right here. And life is good, man. The breath of life is just, my talk is over. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
So let's take a moment right here and right now to just bathe in this thing called peace, in this thing called love. And just take a moment not only for those beautiful, beautiful souls that are now continuing on in a whole new expression, but for everyone on this planet and beyond. Let's give a moment of peace in our hearts where it all begins. A moment of silence. Breathe. And staying at the center, the very center of this thing called good, this thing called life, this thing called love. What I know is that the time has come. The divine arrival has arrived right here and right now. And it is all about love. What I know for these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful spiritual souls and their families is that there is no such thing as ending. There is no such thing as death. There has always been life. There will always be life. And today, whether we cry, we laugh, however we express our feelings, I celebrate these wondrous souls, these courageous warriors that are once again reminding us of what we must do, and that is love. So in that place of peace, in that place of comfort, in that place of ohana, we just come together as one, as we say. And so it is. Good morning. I'm aligned now. How about you? Wow.
Okay, so let's just take a moment to, we want to honor a couple of people before we continue.
We do.
And these two beautiful women have spent the last 4 years, I think it's been 4 years, right? 4 years studying the principles of this teaching and sticking to it and bringing it into their lives, and finally completing their last course, which is Practitioner 2, before they can receive their licenses. And next Saturday, they'll be taking their final licensing exam. But we want to honor them today for completing the course, because that is a really big deal, because you can get a lot here on Sunday, but until you really dive in and actually start to bring these principles into your life, which they do and have, that's where the changes take place. And so I honor them and congratulate them, and that would be Michelle LeMay and Stephanie.
Woo! Come on up, girl. Oh. We are so proud of you too.
Feel like?
No?
No? Okay.
Okay.
All right. You.
Couldn't have been the best teachers. These
Oh, I like you
guys,
saying that.
You know, it's all because of them that kept us going.
Oh, no, you
4
did it,
years,
guys.
you guys, is a long time to put in.
I know,
4
right?
years.
It's
Wow.
a lot of dedication and and we are going to be starting another accredited class in the fall. If anybody wants to jump on board, and it doesn't mean you end up there for 4 years. It's just a beginning, and you get to do it and just take it into your life. It's just a beginning. It's a traveling into yourself is what it is.
Right.
It's studying the nature of being, your being.
Right.
Yes.
And the
Yeah.
news flash is 4 years are going to pass anyway. That's so. I like it when somebody goes, "I don't want to go back to school now. I'll be 45. I'll be 55. You're going to be 55 anyway. So you might as well do exactly what you need to be doing." So thank you.
Oh, thank you. We are excited about that. So
Where are we today?
we are. We're
Where are we
welcoming
in
you to the. We welcome you again to the Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, where we practice the science of mind and spirit. Which somebody said it to me, and it is true. I don't remember who it was. Just recently, they said this is not new. This is an ancient teaching. It's ancient wisdom. That's what it is. It's a teaching that moves through all religious beliefs and everything. That's why people from different religious beliefs can feel comfortable here. I was just inspired by Ruth Doobie yesterday when we had our talk to go back on, to go online and look up that prayer, and also to look up a lot about Judaism. And I went, oh my God, it's just a lot of what we believe. I mean, it's all, when Ernest Holmes put this all together, he just took the best that he could find from everyone and everything. It's not original, and we call it New Thought only because we can change our thought in any moment, our beliefs in any moment, and therefore reinvent our lives. So I'm really excited about that. Yes.
Yes. And who is here for the very first time? Please raise your hand. Because, just so you'll know, yes, I'm always like this. No, I'm always passionate about something. Thank you for coming here. Who else? Anybody over on this side? Okay, well, I'm glad. So just sit quiet. We're not going to have you do anything. It's not going to be one of those moments. But we do have some information on you that we would like to share with everybody. And so shall we let them know what we know? Okay. You are magnificent. Yes, you are. And we know that about you. She's so relieved. I love that. We know that about you because we know that about ourselves. Just like peace, we cannot have peace if we don't know peace for ourselves. We cannot love out there if we cannot love ourselves. So we know that we are magnificent. So shall we say it together? I am magnificent. And if you look back at that magnificent Rob, there's a camera staring at us. And what that's doing is that's allowing people off island or on island that didn't want to get up to absolutely be a part of this Ohana. So I'm so blessed for technology, and I'm blessed for Rob for you doing this every week. So can we let them know? And I think we have Jesse, who just left last week. He said that we were going to do a shout out to him. So Jesse, we love you, we miss you, and let's let them all know who they are. You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right, up, down, and somewhere. Let somebody know who they are. You're magnificent.
You are magnificent.
You are magnificent.
No.
You're magnificent.
All right. Let's all get to our feet and let Barbara Davis and Luis lead
Let's
us
open
in our
this up
opening
as our
song.
magnificent selves. It's in the program, the words.
We've all been together before, dancing and singing along the same shore. So weavers of sound and light, gather together once more. We gather to share our love. We gather to share our love. So weavers of sound and light, gather together once more. We send our love out to all the world. We send our love out to all the world. So weavers of sound and light, gather together once more.
What I know right here and right now and always is that there is only one power, there is only one presence. I call it God, I call it first cause. It is everything, in everything, and through everything. That omnipresence, that omnipotent power that lives and breathes through all of creations is here right now. It's always here, right where we are. And I know that it manifests itself through each and every one of us today and always. We can't escape it. It's who we are. So I know today, coming from that place that we celebrate in this service, that idea, that knowing of who and what we are and what is capable in this life for us, what we can do for this world by living the fullness of our life. So I know today in this service we expand that, we let it grow. I know and claim that we let it out, that we share it, that we came here in divine appointment, and that everything that we hear today, each individually, is exactly what we need to hear and exactly what we need to give. So I am grateful for this gathering today, this celebration, and I just let it be perfect in all ways for each and every person and collectively. And I give thanks and give thanks and give thanks in advance for that perfection as we affirm together, and so it is.
We send our love out to all the world. We send our love out to all the world. So weavers of sound and light, gather together once more. We've all been together before, dancing and singing along the same shore. So weavers of sound and light, gather together once more.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you,
Thank you,
Luis.
Barbara. Thank you, Luis.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, now that we can settle once more in our seats and just relax, I have a seed thought for you to consider, and it's very short and sweet, but very powerful. It's from Jonathan Winters, if anybody remembers him. I couldn't wait for success, so I went ahead without it. I couldn't wait for success, so I went ahead without it. Thank you. I couldn't wait for success, so I went ahead without it. Knowing what I know right here and right now, there is only one mind, and that infinite intelligence is right where I am. And knowing that, I trust and have faith and move with that divine knowing within me. Because I know this for me, I know this for each and every one of you, that there is only perfect relationship, perfect health, perfect success, and perfect creative expression right here and right now available. And so I soften all resistance and I move with the divine within me, and I give thanks to all the wonder that awaits, that unfolds daily and moment to moment. And so I release my word into the law, knowing that it is done as I believe, and so it is.
I am that I am.
Please turn to your program for the chant.
I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Stephanie. I love that chant by Etika Luckett and Lisa Ferraro. It's one of my favorites. Thank you for choosing it. I am that I am. Can you really say that to yourself? It's a great meditation to take in. I am that I am. So today is about stepping out and stepping up, or stepping up and stepping out. I think really you have to step up before you step out. Sometimes we step out before we stepped up and we fall down. I know, I've been there. I'm going to start with a quote by Emma Curtis Hopkins, which is very interesting about this quote that came across our email today by Jim Lockard, Dr. Jim Lockard. And I was in my meditation and working on what I wanted to talk about today. And this quote comes up and I go, oh my God, this quote is so perfect. So I typed it out and put it in my notes. And then I told Patrick, oh, there's this great quote. And he goes, did you take the Emma Curtis Hopkins quote? And I go, yes, I did. That's why I go first. No, I said, you know what? I said, you can use it too, because I'm sure we're going to both use it in a different way, because we're both individuals, right? So, but I am going to read you this quote, and if you get to hear it again by Patrick, that'll be good. There'll be a reason for that, and we're going to use it on Wednesday night too. Okay, so this is what she says, and if you don't know who she is an amazing, called the teacher of teachers, an amazing, powerful woman from the 1800s who basically just said, you know, I know what truth is, and I live truth, and you can too. And she was so convicted that people that just walked into her presence were healed from whatever was needing to be healed. They were healed just by looking at her. So she was a woman of few words, and basically just said, you know, she didn't want to hear your story. She just would say, you know what? Here's how it is. The truth is you're perfect, whole, and complete, and people would believe her. Anyway, so sometimes we need a little more than that. So she says, all your affairs, as you now look at them, represent your former way of thinking. All your affairs, as you now look at them, represents your former way of thinking. They are held together by the glue of your former ideas. Now, if you withdraw the glue, what can you expect? but that your affairs will all fall to pieces. To let new affairs, representing your new way of thinking, establish themselves. I love this idea.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Great.
Okay, so you're thinking about it, and it's so true, and it's like very quantum physics. In fact, somebody that was reading her books, they were like, wow, this is quantum physics. I think it was you, Marion, that said that when we were studying her. But it is, it's the idea of like that you've got these, like your brain is connected to these old thoughts, these old ideas, and it's holding everything together. And sometimes it seems so difficult to make a change because you're having to like basically pull that neuron off where it's going and connect it to a new one, and that's why it takes time sometimes. So I'm not, the greatest at talking about quantum physics, but she's saying the same thing. They're held together by glue, like a glue, and that you have to just let them go, let them fall apart. And it's not always easy to do that because it's comfortable. Which brings me to what I'm talking about today, is moving out of your comfort zone, because it doesn't feel comfortable sometimes to think in a different way or a new way, or to think in a way that the world's not showing up for you that way right now, but you're being asked to like shift your thought, even though it's not looking that way. It's not comfortable. And what I know about comfort is that it doesn't get you anywhere, really. It's really nice. Like, I love this new house we're in, and I'm nesting in it, and it feels really good. But I also know that it could rip apart too. And if that was to happen and something new was to start, then that would be okay. Because as soon as you start to get comfortable, there's always something more to know. So I am all for, we call it divine discontent. It's called divine discontent. That's the word we use in Science of Mind and Spirit, is divine discontent. It's that feeling, and I'm hearing it in a lot of people right now. People are making big changes in their lives. They're moving, like my daughters and my son and Patrick and I all moved within a 6-month period. I think that's kind of interesting that all of us shifted our lives within a 6-month period. So there's something, and I hear people coming to me going, oh, I feel like I need to travel now. I feel like I need to do this. There's something bubbling up that's wanting to be happening, and it's divine discontent. It's that feeling you get, and it's not about like escaping, like saying, oh, I don't like my life now, so I'm going to go over here and do it, and then you end up with the same thing, right? No, it's more of like you're already expressing yourself, and you're tapping into that divine wisdom and that thing, that passion that grows within you and wants to express itself, and it's asking you to make changes. And sometimes what happens? You get stuck because you won't make the changes, and because the changes ask a lot of you sometimes. They might ask you to leave an old way of being that is comfortable and comfortable for everybody else, but not so comfortable for you. And you could stay in the comfort zone, or you could decide and choose to move out. Yeah, you get it, right? And I know that nothing can happen in our life if we don't expand and move out of our comfort zone. Michael Beckwith says it's like we're moving into the next greatest version of ourselves. The next greatest version, because there's always a greater version. Because we're in this teaching, we don't like become God. We already are, but we're kind of peeling off the layers. And there's always a greater version of us. And I also know that if we don't move when we're being told to move, I'm talking about physically moving, I'm talking about moving with whatever's driving us, that the universe will find a way to make us move. And it might not always look really pretty when that happens. But it's never bad because it forces us to move. When something happens that doesn't seem really all that great, usually it's something that's greater needing to be known, and it's pushing us that way because we wouldn't push ourselves. And it's not some outside force doling out. I always hate that. It's like this outside force doling out challenges and tests for us. There's nobody testing us but ourselves. We're the only ones. We're running the show. I mean, that you might not believe that, but we believe that in our teaching. And I'm just telling you what we believe. And that is that we create our own reality. But if we don't get really active with it, then we will be like kind of a victim to other people's realities and visions because we're just kind of turning ourselves over it. We call it the law of averages. We just become part of the flow of life with no direction. And I know nobody here in this congregation is like that because you wouldn't be sitting here if you were. So I know that you know that. And I know that it's really powerful. And I know that we're all moving into the next greatest version of ourselves. And it's not always easy. We have to get uncomfortable. We have to push the envelope a little bit, push the envelope of our old beliefs, push the envelope of whatever we're doing, and just take, and, you know, I kind of liken it to like taking, what's it called, skydiving or something like that. Like, that could be pushing the envelope, and maybe it's a good metaphor for it, but it's not really what I'm talking about, because you could still skydive and still, you know, come back out of it with the same thought pattern. I mean, I walked on fire, and it was great for the moment, but did it really change my consciousness? In fact, we were talking about it, and we hadn't thought about it since then, and it did in the moment, and it's good, and when I think about it, yeah, but I'm talking about something you consistently can do every day, that you can consistently push the envelope every day of your consciousness, not necessarily what you're doing. What you're doing will come naturally once you've pushed your consciousness. That's why I'm saying you have to step up before you step out. And you kind of do things in a new way. You don't do things the way you used to do them. Sometimes we can't solve our issues in life because we keep trying to do it the same way. You know, we keep trying to do it the same way, and then we say, why isn't it working? Because we're doing it the same way over and over and over again, instead of trying something new, right? And the other thing I've learned about this is that when you open up to make a change and you step out and you expand, that you have to expand in all ways. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to, you know, expand into like a bigger way of living, like for me, like a bigger house, let's say. And then I don't have like the wherewithal to support that in my consciousness, or I don't have the wherewithal to know that as that expansion comes, there's things that I have to meet in order to do that. But I also have to trust that if I've said I'm going to expand, then I'm going to expand. I am expanding. That I'm not holding myself back. And this is why I love the law of tithing. It's not a law, but here I call it the law of circulation, giving and receiving. The more you give, the more you get to receive. It's like when I pay my bills or when I tithe, I know that more is coming in. So I'm not paying or tithing with fear. That I know that as I let go, more comes in. When I left the mainland, we sold everything we had pretty much except for our books. And we came here with this little 4x4 pallet. And now my house is getting full again, thanks to someone else who's letting go of her goods and her because she's trusting and she's saying more. I want something different. So you have to be able to let go. You have to be able to receive. You have to give yourself more expansion to receive, but you have to also give yourself more expansion to let go and to give. And nature does abhor a vacuum, and the more you let go and the more you clear out, the more comes in. But again, I'm not talking about things now, I'm talking about consciousness. So it's like we have to clear our consciousness of these old beliefs in order to move up and step up. And so what I know and what I keep treating for every day, because I've had a lot of people coming to me with illnesses and different crises in their lives in that area, and I'm refusing to believe. I'm a little bit of an Emma Curtis Hopkins. I'm refusing to believe that's really, I understand it as a fact, but I don't understand it as a necessity. And I still think that, and as I pray for these people and treat for these people every day, I am just knowing their highest good, their highest, that perfect health is it's our divine birthright. We've just clouded it over with all this other stuff and all these other beliefs because we've paid tribute to outside gods. I mean, I think that's what that commandment means when they said don't honor other gods. We've made all these other things gods to us. All our possessions, all our illnesses, all these things, and instead of going within where it all starts. And so if we're going to step out and we're going to want a greater version of ourselves, we're going to have to step in first and step up so that we can step out. And I do believe, as Emma said, that old glue that's holding all this together, it's up to us to let it go and pull it apart. And it doesn't always look pretty at first, but we are safe. I do know that. And as far as what's happening in the world, it's really hard to deal with it. I get it. And I feel really sad for those people just now and all the people that have lost people because of these violent acts. And I feel sad for the people that are doing these acts because I know they're suffering very deeply. And I go, well, what can I do? Well, I know what I can do. I can do my little part in my world. And yesterday we graduated 10 little kids. It was the most wonderful thing in our little theater program, thanks to Cal Stanny and his grant, that I know it made a difference in their lives. To be there and to feel that self-esteem and to feel collaboration and to step out of their comfort zone because they performed for their parents yesterday morning and to be okay where they were with what they, each of them grew in their own way and each of them expanded. But that's one thing I can do. It wasn't a big thing for us to do that. And that's one little thing that I can do to help, to assist, instead of falling into the muck and mire of I can't change, I can't make people give up their guns. I mean, I can pray that the highest good is happening and that is unfolding. But like Patrick said, and Einstein said, World War IV, he didn't know what World War III was going to be, but World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones because and then what that means to me is the consciousness is not being changed. It's just things on the outside. We got to change consciousness first, and that's what this teaching is all about, is changing consciousness. And you say, how do you do it? You know how to do it. You just start thinking differently. You just start not taking no for an answer. You just start saying yes to the things that you want, and you start living from your passion instead of like buying into like you have to do this and you have to do that. No, you each have a passion and a unique thing that you have to give this world, and it's like really, really important for you to give it right now. So whoever's out there on the camera, listen to me. I know it's true because I see it. I see it in people. I see people like Michelle LeMay blossoming because she's following her passion. It's not always easy. There's many people in this congregation that are doing that same thing. I know. Like Sue Buckley back there, she got this job that she just adored, but she was following her passion, and it opened up for her. So. And then there's the next thing and the next thing, because we're always growing, we're always expanding, we're always stepping up, and we're always have to step out of our comfort zone. So, yeah, that's what I want to say today. And and Ernest Holmes, I'll end with his quote. He said, "We believe in the internality and the immortality and the continuity of the individual soul, forever, ever expanding. We believe in the internality, the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever, ever expanding." So it's never over. We're always expanding, but we don't have to wait, to pass over into the next life to expand. We have to start right now, because where we are right now is what we get to take with us when we do expand into the next existence. But we're forever, ever expanding. Namaste. Yeah. Thank you, Barbara.
I'm gonna rise and run to the mountain, shout for praise and glory, gonna tell it all over again. I'm gonna spread joy over this land. Shoulder to the yoke, work hard till the evening, then I'm gonna go down easy and spread joy over this land. I'm gonna spread joy over this land. I'm gonna cast the seeds from the palm of my hand, though the light is weak and the soil is mean, joy rise up from a power unseen. By the side of the road, help my neighbor pick up are sore, to spread joy over this land. Gonna run down to the river to pray, walk through the wilderness to find my way. My jubilant feet the path will lay, to spread joy over this land. I'm gonna spread joy over this land. I'm gonna cast the seeds from the palm of my hand. Though the light is weak and the soil is mean, joy rises up from a power unseen. Come and go with me, and if you can't go, set your children free, and we'll walk on through eternity to spread joy over this land. I said, come along, come and go with me, and if you can't go, set your children free, and we'll march on through eternity to spread joy over this land. We're gonna spread joy over this land. Gonna cast the seeds from the palm of our hands. Though the light is weak and the soil is mean, joy will rise up from a power unseen. Gonna rise and run to the mountain, shout for praise and glory. Gonna tell it all over again. I'm gonna spread joy over this land.
Woo!
Spread it,
Wow.
spread it.
Let your children free.
Oh.
Which brings me to a thank you. That was just wonderful. I found this great Emma Curtis Hopkins quote. Oh, that's already happened. I'm kidding. Wow, I'm still like so plugged into this song that just happened. Woo, let your children free. Give it up. Oh, such good stuff today. I love that, Stephanie. I couldn't wait for success, so I went ahead without it. Yes. No more waiting, my friends. Today's the day. Emerson does say, unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. Which is absolutely the truth, right? Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. So today we're talking about stepping out, stepping up. Whichever way we want to look at it, we're still going to have to step out into that wonderful spotlight that comes not from this way, but comes from this way. And so I'm running with a lot of stuff today, you guys. A lot of emotions, a lot of joy, and a lot of stuff that's just beautiful. And what's nice about it is not trying to run away from it. You know, sometimes like, okay, this is the right time for this, and this feeling is here, and then our feeling is here, and it's all compartmentalized, and it's like, no. Just let it, the authenticness of being able to step out. In order to step out, you must allow yourself to be seen. In order to step out, you must risk being loved. You must risk remembering how lovable you are. How lovable. Wow. Falling in love with yourself. It means something so different to me now than it used to be. And yeah, I do love that quote because it is about the former ideas. And then when we move into something new, we step out, then we get scared. And we go, you know, because you're all in your room, right? Like, oh, wait till I show them who I really am. Put the light out. Why are y'all staring at me? You know, it's that type of a feeling. And I was thinking about this thought of old thoughts versus the new thoughts and getting rid of the glue and all of that Emma Curtis Hopkins has to say. And it's courageous to do that. Vulnerable. You know, my big thing lately is, can you dare to be vulnerable? And that's not just about crying in front of somebody. No, vulnerable to say, this is what I look like today. This is what I am today. This is what I'm feeling today. Today I feel sad. Today I feel happy. Today I feel sexy. Had to throw that one in there just to really be able to do that. And I was thinking of these things called patterns that we all share. We've done them for so darn long that we think that's who we are. And I'm going to tell a cat story because I can, but I want to tell one that's really funny that I wanted to tell a couple weeks ago. As we were moving on the lanai, we had these two big, like outdoor wicker chairs that they all snuck around, all 55 of them. They would sneak around and then go, is anybody there so I can go eat? You know, ooh, I'm all safe in my comfort zone of these big chairs. Then as we started progressively moving things, we moved the two big chairs. But here's something that we can all plug into today that I hope that we unpack within ourselves. The chairs were gone. They were here. And the cat still lined the wall. The chair's gone. And I'm looking at Rita and I say, why are they hugged up against the wall? Because they've been doing it for so long, they think the chair's still there. Yeah. Wow. Let that land for just a second. The chair is gone. They have all the room to go anywhere they want. They can move this way, move that way, but they're moving this way because they've always done it that way. How many walls have we been up against that we've been doing for so long that we forgot to look to see that there wasn't anything in our way anymore? Yeah, it's like getting real today, right? It's just that, just getting real. Wow, many of us are going through a lot of changes. Rita was absolutely right. It's just like one more phone call. Not one more phone call, oh, another phone call. No, another phone call. And I get excited about that because I'm thinking to myself, that means change is happening. And this whole week I have been just immersed in this idea of the volcano. That all that stuff that's been down there for so long is making its way up and out. Because it has to. It's the creative process. It has to. If you shove it down, you can get sick. Things can happen to you that you don't like, and not because there's somebody out there trying to get you. No one's out trying to get you. I've been really working with this stuff, you guys. I'm not just a pretty face. I want you all to know that. I'm going deeper and deeper every single moment, right? Yeah. I want to talk for a moment about just the emotion of humor. This stuff gets so wickedly sad that you can't do anything else but laugh. It's like, you gotta be kidding. Really? That's what's going on in a lot of people's lives. They're saying, how'd this happen? And I love that idea that it's coming up like a volcano. When we are not feeling well, man, there's nothing like better than a nice, good vomit. Sometimes you just gotta, keep it up. Yes, he said vomit. Sometimes I wonder, I'm on year 5, and sometimes I still look at myself and go, really, Patrick? But here's the deal. And don't even tell me that, how good you feel after you've done the V. You know how good you feel. Why? Because that poison is out of you. that poison that we have not wanted to do, but it just landed there because we were afraid to move. And this comfort zone thing, that's a joke. I have never been that. I mean, even when I'm comfortable, yeah, I want to be comfortable. But I've said it before, we're insecure with our insecurities. We're secure with them is what really the thing is. We get secure with them. And everyone's going, I'm just in a really comfort zone. No, you're not. Sometimes you're miserable in that comfort zone. But it's a safe zone. Safety. The thing that we're looking for the most, I believe, in my life is to remember that I'm lovable and that I'm worth love. I'm worth my life to unfold perfectly easily. I'm worth a health-filled life. And anybody that gets in there and says, and I've had it said before, when you talk about health and you talk about that, it makes me feel bad because I'm not feeling well. But that's not my intention. My intention is to remember who we are and to move out of that wall that's back here and move into something just glorious. That doesn't mean that when you're in pain that you should just get over it. But you need to get through it. And just like I mentioned today about our beautiful little warriors that allowed that thing in Texas, we are warriors. And I am a firm believer that they did not leave in vain. They left as a wake-up call. We all have a purpose. And if the parents were sitting here right now, what I would say to them is, let's weep together, shall we? Let's weep together. Because it's the only way to get this poison out of us. And they're a part of this beautiful, beautiful purification. Ernest Holmes says, right thought constantly poured into consciousness will eventually purify it. Right thought constantly poured into consciousness will eventually purify it. And I believe that that's what we're doing now. That's what that beautiful volcano's doing right now. It's purifying. It's saying, I was talking to Daniel from the Sacred Earth Choir, and we were talking about this garbage that we find there that basically, how do you say it in spiritual terms, pisses everybody off because they see it. But that, once again, isn't going to pick up the garbage. To get mad at who dropped that, that's not my business. But what is my business is that when that is thrown out into the ocean, that beautiful, beautiful ocean says, I need to vomit this out of me. You take it back. You're the one that dropped it. You're going to have it back. So when I see it, all this stuff coming up, I'm going, oh my God, because I'm on vomit today. I'm like, oh my God, Mother Nature, she's just allowing herself to push it back to say, look, wake up. She's not mad. Creation doesn't get mad. We do. We're in a love zone, man. We're only about love. We get mad. We punish. We do all of that. No. So, is there any kind of a wrap up to this? Could there possibly be? No. Because it's continuing on. So this is about, for me, about every moment of my life. I ask every day, let me be an inspiration. Let me inspire through me, not getting you to do anything. But for me to say, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll go first. And when I look back, you might be there, you might not. But I'm going first. And I'm not giving up on love. You'll never see it happen. I don't care what happens in my life that shows up at my door. I'm going to open that door and say, love lives here. Love lives here. Love lives here. I admire all of you so much for this gift that we are all sharing together, a gift of life. And we're all doing it differently, but we're all doing it courageously. You're the best. So let's help our brothers and sisters, shall we? To love when they cannot love. To be peaceful when they cannot be peaceful. To laugh and to show joy when they forgot what joy is. That's our job. And our job, and I'll wrap with this, as far as these kids, let our children free. Remind them every day, no matter what they're doing, and I repeat, no matter what they're doing, that they are love personified. And the only way they can see that, my friends, is for us to be an example of that. We cannot say, go save the world, children, while we're still destroying it. So we must be the examples, the inspiration. Oh, I am so full today. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. We have so much great things to do. Love yourself. Go out there and just live life to the fullest. It's never going to end. There you go. There you go. Namaste.
You going to sing something else? Or are we just going to go into our collection?
I could if you want.
Do you want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Sing
I'll just
something
do
else.
something.
I love
Some of you may
spontaneity.
know this, so sing it with me. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we will learn to lead in love. In this great turning we will learn to lead in love.
Perfect.
Wow, talk about the perfect thread.
That one in your repertoire.
Yes. Thank you
Good
so
one.
much.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yay. Okay.
So now it's time for a little giving and a little receiving and all of that kind of good
let's
stuff.
turn to our programs. We thank you in advance, everyone online and in the room, for supporting Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. We move and live and breathe in abundance at all times, that I know. So let's read the affirmation together. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes forth love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is. We have a Karen Drucker song.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all the blessings. Love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all the blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you.
So, as the money comes flying in,
I'm sorry, I was premature. There we go.
thank you so much. So I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to all the gifts that have come forward for the Centers for Spiritual Living, for CSL Kauai, from all of the people here, from the people on the mainland, from the people who aren't here. Thank you for your online presence. Thank you for everything that has come forth. We bless this and let it go out into the world, that it blesses all that is in need. And with that, I say thank you. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
And just one thing, too, about this, all of you know by now, but we give 10% of everything that comes in here to make sure it goes out there. So it's that law of circulation that we insist upon happening here in our wonderful, loving space. So.
And we don't wait till we pay our bills. We put it aside immediately.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
we put it
she
aside
said,
immediately.
let's go. Yeah.
Anyway, so.
So who do we have coming?
Oh,
I see.
Yay! We have Leah.
There's
and
the
Ruby.
graduates
These
from
are the,
yesterday.
These are the
A few
graduates
of the
from yesterday, a few of
graduates.
them. So you're over there.
Well, it's not
Just stay
about
away
me,
from
it's
that.
not about them.
Oh, it's about that. Okay, Ruby. Amelia, who's talking?
Okay, who's doing it?
You don't want to say anything?
Wow, that's called the law of circulation.
Okay. All right.
Did you see how it circulated? Ruby.
Ruby's like she's shy, but
So today we colored this, but I lost mine, so I'm not going to show mine because it's not colored. No, just show yours. And then after that, we talked about the awareness meter. I forgot. And George.
The awareness meter.
George asked us questions, and we would have to point to where we were on it. Blue would be super easy. Red would be super hard, and then yellow would be in the middle. But most of the questions were super easy, except for one, which was could you sit still for over a minute? Which was.
I have problems with that one as well.
Everyone chose hard on that one. Oh yeah, over 30 seconds, no one could sit still. So yeah.
George, you got your hands full there.
it's good. It's good to know where you're at. You know where your awareness is at, because then you get a chance to grow it if you want to.
That's right.
Right? You're always a choice.
So I think we need to tell them something, don't we?
Yes, we need to tell them something. What are
Okay,
we
you
telling
ready?
you?
You are
amazing. You
You
are
are
perfect. You
You
are
are
magnificent, and we
we
love
love
you.
you.
Yeah. Woo.
They still think they're in that drama class. That was, yeah. Yes, exactly.
I love it. Okay, so could the practitioners that are going to serve today come
you-
forward?
Rima,
Rima, are you serving today?
Yes.
Deborah, who else? Anybody else? Rob is back
Rob
there.
is
He'll
back
be up in
there.
a minute. And
Oh.
Dr. Peggy. All right, we are good. We have 3 beautiful practitioners, and Rob back there. He's a practitioner too. But
He's beautiful as well.
he's beautiful. All right, so these amazing people who have grown their consciousness to a place where we call it consciousness on demand. So if you have an issue in your life or something you want to know more about, come up and treat yourself and have a beautiful spiritual mind treatment with them. And if you want something to want to go deeper, though, if you feel like you need something deeper as far as more time, then you should set up a session either with Patrick, myself, Dr. Peggy, or any of the practitioners, and have an amazing spiritual counseling session. Yeah, it's good. It works.
Good.
I know. Okay.
And we also
so-
have the box still back there. We never,
yeah.
we haven't mentioned
we
it.
haven't mentioned it, but we do. You can put your treatment request in the box. All right. And these ladies will explain more to you about spiritual mind treatment too if you have questions, or you can always come to us and ask us. All right.
So does everybody feel full?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh, yes, we can. Thank you very much. This is our building fund. We always start right where we are. And we have, that looks like it's getting close to being counted too down there.
Yeah, now
So-
that that's in there, we have to count it. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And then what we do with that is we just start where we are and we grow it from that, and that's right around the corner. You never know.
Do you want to say something? Or you look like you do.
I would love to say something. One of my prosperity practices is to save all my change. Never use change, only bills, and then to put all of my change in a jar.
Oh.
And starting right now, starting today, this is my jar. So I'm going to invite everybody else to do the same with me. And even if it's like $5.01, don't, give them $6 and take the change. And then,
yeah.
because I would really love to see this.
Yes,
So-
yes, it is.
It's definitely coming. We are getting signs from all over the place
Yes,
that it's coming, and
we
we'll talk
are.
more about that at another time. But
We will.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you so
that was
much,
Maureen.
All right.
Okay.
So
All
are
right.
we ready?
I think we're ready. I keep
Okay,
feeling
let's
like I
stand
forgot
on up
something,
and
but
let's close out this wonderful time of celebration.
This is a new song. I don't know. what-
There is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, always beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world. Shake your booties, boys and girls, for the beauty in the world. Get your diamonds, pick your pearl, for the beauty in the world. There is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, always beauty in the world. Shake your booties, boys and girls, for the beauty in the world. Come on, shake your booties. For the beauty in the world, there is beauty.
All I know right now is, wow. So what I know about our booties is that that we are shaking our beautiful selves right here and right now, shaking it all up with gratitude, with love, and with that idea that you should read the songs before you actually get up here. And so all I know is that laughter is medicine, laughter is good, and it is all beautiful. So what I know right here, right now, I'm so grateful for Michelle for everything she does, for those announcements, but for all of the work she does around CSL Kauai. And today our beautiful Malama team, Marion and Glenn and Luis, double dutying over there, drumming and also greeting. And our beautiful practitioner, Stephanie Starrett, which will be very soon. Their tests are coming up. And back there we have Rob and we have Jonathan, and we just give it up to them, knowing that they are just so filled with gratitude. And Roseanne, for the beautiful job you're doing in the bookstore. And Ron, who's an absolute wondrous, pointing at Charles, because Charles is a beacon of light as well back there, preparing everything. And George and Janice for the absolute beautiful, beautiful job you do with the children. And George, I said George, thank you. Anyway, she's in the middle of the prayer, but Roseanne and Glenn are gone because they are counting the abundance as we speak. So I'm throwing, yes, indeed. But I want to thank all of you for walking in here and bringing in such beautiful consciousness. And for everybody that's watching online, and for all of the people in the world, and for everything that is celebrated here today, I just say mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Can you say mahalo with me?
Hello.
And now we just get out of the way, we let it be, as together we affirm as one. And so it is.
When I look around, I see blue skies, I see butterflies. For us, listen to the sound and lose it to sweet music and dance with me. There is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, always beauty in the world. There's beauty in the world. Shake your booties, boys and girls, for the beauty in the world. Pick your diamond, pick your pearl, for the beauty in the... One more time. Pick your beauty in the world, always beauty in the world, always beauty in the world. So much beauty in the world. Pick your diamond, pick your pearl, for the beauty in the world.
What happened to the booty?
Pick your pearl, whatever.
And the beauty in the world.
Much beauty.
Oh, thank you. Everything's holy, including booty.